and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sefunmi ILOBA. I'm a wife, a mom, and a daughter, and officially a virtual assistant. But let me unofficially introduce myself to you, giving you a bit how I came about the introduction of being a virtual assistant I just told you about. So in 2017, I started my virtual assistant business. To be honest, I had no idea what I was doing or perfect understanding of the job. In fact, I was hearing it for the first time at that time. But what I did have was my wife, my daughter. I wanted to be more at home with her, with my daughter who had been overly stressed from me taking her to work daily. At this time, I was an administrative assistant plus a confidential secretary long before I got married. I had a resumption time, but closing time wasn't certain, as I have to be at work until my boss leaves the office. Sometimes I'm lucky to close early, other times not so early. So if you have ever worked with some of the bosses around, they'll tell you that secretary cannot leave until you understand what I mean. So the job was a bit tasking, and when I started, I don't have a problem with work as I live by myself. I was single and I stayed all by myself. But my work schedule became serious issue after I got married and had my baby girl. At the end of my maternity leave, I couldn't afford to drop her in a crèche because of our finances at that time. So for a while, I struggled with whether to quit my job or to take care of my baby or paying for the whole crèche with all my salary. As you can see, it was a pretty tough choice for me. Who said women were the ones who had to make all these kind of choices? Luckily for me, after seeing my struggles, my boss allowed me to bring her to work so long as my job is being done. Oh, it was such a relief. I got to keep my job and take care of my angel at the same time. Not a perfect scenario at all when I have a deadline, but far better than not having a job, right? So the first few months were as easy as peasy because my little girl would quietly stay in her car seat while I work. We had business only when we wanted to feed or I'm less busy and just wanted her in my arms, right? Issues started arising when she started crawling, and many times she would fall out of her car seat in a bid to get out by herself, especially when I step out of the office to do something else. As a sharp babe that I am, I resolved to putting her on a mat so that she can play by herself. That worked for a while too, until she had mastered the art of crawling, and she would crawl to the shelf, pull down files, and she would begin to tear the papers. Jay, can you begin to imagine my frustration? So I still found a way around it. So I had to tie her on my back while I walk, and trust me when I say it was tough for me and it was tough for my baby. The stress took me over, and the pressure inside of me was like that of a bottle of Coca-Cola that has just been shaken too many times. Just a little touch brings about explosion that rocks the air. I had lost myself literally, and if God had not given me a husband who was extremely patient, who is still patient, and has a lot of wisdom, I might have lost my marriage before it was 2 years, and because he was always at the receptive end of my frustration. 17, I couldn't take it anymore. I left my 9-to-5 job. Prior to leaving my job, I had enrolled for a coaching session who was helping me to transit. I've never heard about virtual assistant until my coach mentioned it in one of my coaching calls with her. After the conversation with her, it felt like a good deal for me since I had the skills, I had the competence, and buying and selling physical products was a big no for me. It wasn't, and it's still not my thing. So I've sold couple of things prior this time and it didn't work. So I put in the work. I woke up early, I stayed up late, I worked out my ass first, following her mentoring, and can you guess what happened? In 6 months I doubled my salary from the work I did as a virtual assistant. Even better, I had created a life for myself that I loved, having more time to tend to my young family and most importantly, my little angel. So it's been a wild and fun ride since then, and my goal going forward is to never hold anything back, never hold a secret that could help someone else and give them the life that they wanted, especially women, right? So what I want to do on this channel is that I'll teach you how to become a virtual assistant, how to make your own money, how to become more, financially independent. We'll talk about family, we'll talk about our challenges, we'll talk about God. You're going to love it. So click this subscribe button and turn on notification so that you will not be left out when I post my next video. See you, and thank you for being here.